Hey everybody, Brian Troe coming to you from Mossy Creek Fly Fishing with your fly fishing forecast. Today is the 1st of March, so it's almost spring. The weather has been absolutely crazy for the last couple weeks. When I spoke with you all last week, it was snowing really hard. We had that snowstorm to melt off. We had all kinds of sleet and snow and ice already on the ground that had to get burned off, and it did. We had some days in the 60s this past week with high winds, and so snow melt from the last storm, snow melt from Monday. Then, out of nowhere, on Friday afternoon, Friday evening, we got another snowstorm, another 2-3 inches, and we had to melt that off. And then it rained, and it rained all Saturday night really hard. It rained all day yesterday, and it poured last night. So if you add it all up, even on the days where it wasn't raining with heavy snow melt, it's basically like it's been raining for 8 days straight here. So what did that lead to? Flooding. We've got chocolate milk, Mossy Creek's chocolate milk. Almost all the streams in the area are dirty. They're high. Some of them are actually out of their banks. Our larger rivers are really big right now, the North River system, the whole thing. Ground is saturated. It looks like the next couple of days, fishing is like pretty much off the table. Unless you can find a lake or a pond to go fish, it looks like it's time to tie some flies for a couple of days. So here's the good news. It looks like this week things are going to stabilize. Cold front coming in today, lots of wind. Wind will help dry us out a little bit. Forecast for the rest of the week looks like highs in the 40s and 50s, lows in the 20s. So kind of back to seasonable weather. So anyway, hopefully with not a lot of precipitation in the forecast, by this weekend we'll be looking at some pretty good fishing again. And talking about the fishing, it was actually before all this snow really started to run, it was actually starting to get pretty good. We had some reports from the Blue Ridge. Just like I spoke about last week, some of your hatches start on the east side of the Blue Ridge first, like over by the Rapidan. We actually had some customers come in who had been fishing dry flies over there and doing quite well. So hopefully as everything calms down here, we'll pick right back up where we left off. So let's talk a little bit about flies to use. Obviously, with the water being high and dirty over the next 4 or 5 days, you're going to want to fish some big streamers, dark flies in dirty water, heavy flies in big water. We just got slump busters back in for the first time in years. So what a great week to have those in. They're incredibly heavy, tungsten head. They fish great this time of year. Something else to be thinking about as we move into March. March is is a month where a lot of things spawn, a lot of fish spawn. So your rainbow trout, if you have a wild population of rainbows, they're going to be spawning. Your fall fish spawn, your suckers spawn. All that leads to a lot of egg in the water. So I know certain people don't really love fishing eggs, but guess what? It's a natural food. A lot of it exists, high in protein, very easy to get. I mean, I love eggs. Everybody loves eggs. So you guys should have some Y2Ks and some sucker spawn and other things at the ready too, because as soon as all those fish get on their nests, there's going to be nest raiding happening. Fish are going to be coming in and gobbling up those eggs, and it's a nice, easy, free meal. So I'll talk more about the hatches. Like I mentioned last week, your quills should be beginning to hatch. Early season caddis flies like granums and stuff. Unfortunately, for the next few days anyway, with the water being so big and being so dirty, anything that hatches is really going to get lost in the mix. So hopefully by this time next week, we'll really be able to drill down and start focusing on our spring hatches. And I'll try my best to give you all a few weeks lead time so that for the fly tires you can prepare and tie them up, and for the folks who just need to buy some, you can get a few flies in advance of these hatches, which are right on our doorstep. So anyway, give the streams a break for the next couple of days until things calm down. Our spring creeks will clean up first, and our high mountain streams, the ones really high up, they'll be the first ones to kind of become fishable. Down low here, especially the big rivers, it could take 5, 6, 7, 8 days for the big warm water streams to clean up. But the forecast is looking good. So anyway, that's it. It's March. Things are going to be awesome. All right. Give us a call or email us at the shop for up to the minute, forecasts and conditions. All right. Thanks, everybody.